So exactly. So I go ahead with the cell unit, and in the last class, that is every Monday ka lectures are going to be, my cover up lectures. Fine. So the new students, beta, in the last class we had completed till the cell wall, and now we're going to go ahead with the cell membrane. That is the second organelle that we're going to study, right? Anyone having any doubt with the cell wall part that we have done in the last class? किसी को कोई difficulty है cell wall? Can I go ahead? Okay. So I'm going ahead with the second one. Yeah, that's going to be the cell membrane. Okay. So the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, it's also called as the plasma membrane. So what exactly is this thing? It's going to be a general covering that's going to be there for the plant cell as well as for the animal cell, as we already know. We have seen Sheldon and Sean who have put forward certain, concepts, or which we call them as postulates. And according to them, cell membrane or the plasma membrane is going to be a common covering, right? It's going to be a delimiting membrane over all the living cells which are going to be present. So its presence was first recognized by a person called as Nageli and Kramer, who gave the term plasma membrane. Uh, cell unit of life, cell unit of life. So the term was given as what? Plasma membrane to cell membrane by Nageli and Kramer. So cell membrane, plasma membrane, plasma lemma, these all are, like synonyms, as I always say. So plasma membrane ये नाम किसने दिया? Yes, Dhruv, that is what I'm saying. That today's lecture is a lecture for the new students who have joined late. For you all, this chapter is done long back, but there are many students who have joined late, and this is a cover up lecture for them. That is what I said just now, right? Got it? Yeah. So that's why I said if you want to sit as a revision lecture, it's always welcome. There's no problem for that. But these things we have already done previously, right? This is for all of you all, my dears. This is for all of you all. Okay. So it was experimentally confirmed that this presence of cell membrane was experimentally confirmed by a person called as Overton, suggesting that it is made up of lipid. So in the previous time, there was no very good development in microscopes. So by biochemistry, that is by extracting or by dissolving these plasma membrane, they try to figure out that what is the major component present in it. And according to Overton, he said that this plasma membrane contains a lot of lipid. J. O. Plov called this plasma membrane as plasma lemma. So plasma membrane, plasma remma, cell membrane, one and the same. All are the synonyms. Plasma membrane is a thin, selective, permeable, and living membrane. Now, all these terms are very important. Thin. We know what is the meaning of thin. It's going to be really thin. Okay. Selectively permeable. What do you mean by selectively permeable? So there are four permeabilities that are freely permeable, impermeable, semi-permeable, and selectively permeable. So freely permeable means permeable का मतलब क्या है? Entry and exit, permit, allowing entry and exit. So freely permeable means any particular substance, molecule, iron, anything, okay? It can move across this membrane that will be called as freely permeable. So plasma membrane is not freely permeable. It is going to be selectively permeable. So who is freely permeable? Cell wall is freely permeable. It's a dead component. And this cell wall does not restrict anyone to enter or does not restrict anyone to exit from it. तो सेल वॉल जो है ना, आओ जाओ घर तुम्हारा है, कोई भी आओ कोई भी जाओ, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ओके, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज फ्रीली परमिएबल. दूसरा मैंने बताया impermeable. So what do you mean by the word impermeable? No one will be allowed to enter inside. Okay, it's going to be a complete, always the gate would be closed only, no entry. That is impermeable. Fine. So freely permeable and impermeable are relatively easy to remember. Now what is the difference between semi-permeable and selectively permeable? Semi-permeable means entry of only the solvent. Entry of only the solvent. No solute can cross the membrane. That will be called as semi-permeable. So entry of only the solvent is semi-permeable. And selectively permeable का मतलब होता है who has to pass, who shall not pass in or out of that membrane will be decided by the membrane. वो select करता है. And this selection is based on two components. First, size. First is going to be the size of that particular molecule which needs to be transported. And secondly, it is going to be the hydrophilic and the hydrophobic nature of that particular substance. Hydrophilic means water loving. Hydrophobic means water hating. So depending upon how is the molecule that needs to be passed to the membrane will be decided. So वो सिलेक्ट करता है किसको अंदर आने देने का, किसको बाहर जाने देने का, किसको अंदर नहीं आने देने का, किसको बाहर नहीं जाने देने का. All these things are going to be selected. So your plasma membrane comes under your selectively permeable category. That means it will decide what is to be transported, what is not to be transported across it, उसके through. ठीक है? And it's a living membrane. So living है इसीलिए select कर पा रहा है. ठीक है? It is flexible, porous, right? Plasma lemma of animal cell is elastic due to the presence of lipids. Yes, our animal cells are going to have elastic plasma membrane. So it's going to be, like very thin and highly elastic. Okay, it is thin, quasi-fluid structure present both extracellularly and intracellularly. So this plasma membrane कैसा है? ये thin है and quasi-fluid है. Quasi-fluid. Quasi-fluid का मतलब क्या होता है पता है आपको? Quasi-fluid का मतलब होता है through which one can easily slide. कोई भी ऐसे slide कर सकता है, उसको हम कहते हैं quasi-fluid. तो अगर कहीं ऑयल गिरा है तो उस पे से कैसे skid हो सकते हैं हम लोग? We can slide off. That is called as quasi-fluid. Easily movable through that. Easily allowing the slippery movement जिसको हम कहते हैं. That is quasi-fluid. So this entire membrane is quasi-fluid in nature. Okay. It's present extracellularly as well as intracellularly. अरे ये कैसे है? प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन तो बाहर ही होना चाहिए, बराबर ना? सेल के बाहर होना चाहिए ना प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन, तो अंदर कैसे हो सकता है? हाँ बेटा, बाहर भी है और एनिमल सेल के अंदर भी है, प्लांट सेल के अंदर भी है. तो अंदर कहाँ पर है? तो अंदर जो है इट इज गोइंग टू बी कवरिंग दी सेल ऑर्गेनेल्स लाइक एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम, गोल्गी apparatus, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया, क्लोरोप्लास्ट, लाइसोसोम, माइक्रोबॉडीज, न्यूक्लियस, ये सबके ऊपर भी ये प्रेजेंट होता है. तो सेल के बाहर also is going to be present, सेल के अंदर also is going to be present. Just like the cement concrete walls, the cement concrete walls are outside also. Look at your building. बाहर के तरफ भी हमारा सीमेंट कंक्रीट वॉल्स है और अंदर भी सीमेंट कंक्रीट वॉल्स है which will separate the living room and the bedroom and the kitchen and the washroom and whatever, right? So it is the cement concrete walls which are present outside also and inside also. In the same way, even the plasma membrane is going to be outside also surrounding the cell and inside also surrounding the membrane organelles. ठीक है? So they are saying extracellularly it is present around the protoplasm and intracellularly it is present around most of the cell organelles of the eukaryotic cell. Okay? So majority जगह पर ये हमें दिखाई देगा. Correct? It separates cell organelles from the cytosol. So cytosol क्या होता है? The liquid or the gel-like substance that is going to be our cytoplasm. Now cytoplasm के अंदर अगर ये plasma membrane है तो एक बाउंड्री मिला. So बाउंड्री मिला तो इसके अंदर कोई ना कोई organelle होगा. So they are saying that it separates the cell organelles from the cell cytoplasm. Understood? Clear? So this is about the basic framework of our cell membrane. So please remember, even if you in your examination they ask you that cell membrane is present, uh, the location of cell membrane is. So intracellularly as well as extracellularly अगर option है, so that is the correct option. It's not only extracellular. Many students even today they get confused that cell membrane is present inside the cell also. Because नाम से क्या होता है? Cell membrane, plasma membrane. So membrane around the cell is what comes to our mind. So don't do a blunder in this. Okay. Well, now to prove this particular cell membrane, there is a model which has been put forward, and the name of that model is fluid mosaic model. Now, before the fluid mosaic model, now there were many models which were proposed. It was a rail track model, then it was something called as a sandwich model, and so on. But all those models were disregarded. So we need not consider the disregarded one. We will only consider the one which is accepted. So the fluid mosaic model is accepted universally. It was put forward by two scientists, Singer and Nicholson. Now, my dears, this particular fluid mosaic model, Singer and Nicholson, ये तीन words पे है ना, all 20 years कुछ ना कुछ question आया है आपके papers में. लास्ट 20-22 साल से कुछ ना कुछ पूछा है उन्होंने. Either they have asked that fluid mosaic model was proposed by whom, or they have said Singer and Nicholson have proposed which model, या फिर ऐसा ही कुछ ना कुछ तो इन तीन words के ऊपर questions है. So do not forget that the fluid mosaic model was proposed by Singer and Nicholson. So see, an improved model of the structure of cell membrane was proposed by Singer and Nicholson, widely accepted as fluid mosaic model. Okay. Fluid, you know what is the meaning of fluid. Mosaic means haphazard design. एक specific pattern नहीं है, design नहीं है. Haphazard कैसा भी random design बनता है, उसको हम कहते हैं mosaic, right? According to this, the quasi-fluid nature of lipid enables lateral movement of proteins within the overall bilayer. So just imagine that the proteins, you know, they appear like icebergs. You know what are icebergs, na? So the icebergs कैसे float होते हैं ना पानी में, घूमते रहते हैं पूरे उस एरिया में, वैसे ही कुछ दिखता है बेटा ये भी. It appears very much like these icebergs moving in water. ऐसे एक feeling आता है ना. In the same way, these proteins will be seen floating in the sea of lipids. तो ये जो cell membrane जो है वो कैसे दिखता है? It appears like a sea of lipids, and in this sea of lipids, the proteins are floating very easily and delicately because of the quasi-fluid nature of the membrane. Got it? So they can easily move, very simply move because of this quasi-fluid nature. This ability to move within the membranes is measured as its fluidity. So, better is the movement of the proteins in this lipid layer, better is its fluidity. Okay? उतना वो fluid है ऐसे कहा जाता है. So, it is measured as what? Fluidity. What is measured as fluidity? The ability of the proteins to move in this lipid layer is called as fluidity. Right? The fluid nature of the membrane is also important from the point of view of the functions like cell growth, formation of intercellular junctions, secretion, endocytosis, cell division, etc. तो ये जितने भी activities है, they all require this fluidity or the quasi fluid nature. For what? For cell growth. अगर वो flexible नहीं है, अगर वो fluid नहीं है, so it is not going to grow. For growth, you require to expand, so you require flexibility. Formation of intercellular junctions. There has to be connection between the two junctions. If the two cells are not connected, they will collapse, right? They have to be held like bricks held by the cement. So जो walls बनते हैं, अगर आप सिर्फ bricks रख दोगे, तो गिर जाएंगे वो. उनको क्या चाहिए? Connection चाहिए. They require cementing material. So this is also very important over here. Then secretion. It's going to help in certain secretions. What are the secretions? We'll be talking about in detail in the chapter of digestion, breathing and exchange, that is respiration. And we've got something called as tissues. So in that we'll come to know what are the different secretions. Okay. Endocytosis. Endo means inside. Okay. Cytosis means taking inside the cytoplasm. So, you know, किसी भी मॉलिक्यूल को, किसी भी सब्सटेंस को अंदर सेल के अंदर लेने के लिए जो प्रोसेस है, that process is called as endocytosis. Just like how amoeba is going to undergo endocytosis of the food. Okay, so this is only going to be possible because of this quasi-fluid nature of the cell membrane. Cell division के लिए भी it's going to be very important, right? Out of the most important functions of the plasma membrane, it's one which is very important, that is transport of molecules across it. सेल मेम्ब्रेन के थ्रू जो मॉलिक्यूल्स का ट्रांसपोर्ट होता है वो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है. अगर सेल मेम्ब्रेन ने किसी को अंदर आने से रोक दिया ना, तो देयर इज नो लाइक बाहर का और अंदर का कुछ रिलेशन बनेगा ही नहीं, सेल के बाहर का और सेल के अंदर का. So transport is the most important function among all the functions that the cell membrane does. Okay. Cell membrane is selectively permeable to some molecules present on either side of it. Just now I explained what is selectively permeable. Lecithin maintains continuity between the water and the lipid phases inside and outside the cell. Do not forget this name, beta, lecithin. Okay. Lecithin acts like a surfactant. So, surfactant chemistry. Does anyone know what is a surfactant? Chemistry में आता है ये word surfactant करके. पढ़ा है आपने कभी स्कूल में? No? Okay. Surfactant का मतलब होता है the one which will emulsify both the phases. अब ये lipid है, right? Your cell membrane is going to be made up of lipids, correct? And सेल के बाहर लिक्विड होता है कुछ ना कुछ, तो लिक्विड एंड लिपिड इमिसिबल हो जाएगा, करेक्ट? दे कैन नॉट मिक्स टुगेदर. दैट लिक्विड विल float on that lipid layer. So there's going to be like a surfactant called as lecithin present between the two to give a cordial relation between them. तो fighting नहीं होगी दोनों में. They both will survive and sustain cordially because of this lecithin. So lecithin is going to be acting like a surfactant. ठीक है? Then this is the diagram of the fluid mosaic model. Here you can see blue color ones ना ये वाले, these are the proteins. See there are different types of proteins. You can see over here the protein which is like a tunnel. Can you see? अंदर से बाहर तक पूरा का पूरा एक टनल है, ये चैनल है लंबा सा, करेक्ट? ये देखो, ये जो है ये ऊपर के ऊपर है. These are globular proteins. These are peripheral proteins. These are integral proteins, right? Look at this. This is your, again, one more integral protein which is in the form of a spring, right? These are again going to be your, glycoprotein. So there are so many proteins which are going to be present in the sea of the lipids. Now if you see very precisely, ये ऊपर आपको है ना ऐसे दो लॉलीपॉप के जैसे दो गोले दिख रहे हैं. कैन यू सी दिस लॉलीपॉप्स? बट नीचे लॉलीपॉप को एक ही डंडी रहती है, इधर दो दो है. सो ये देयर आर टू टेल्स. तो ये जो लॉलीपॉप का जो ऊपर का स्पेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर है, व्हाट इज इट? इट इज नथिंग बट इट इज फॉस्फरस और फॉस्फेट. एंड ये जो येलो कलर के टेल्स दिखाई दे रहे हैं, थ्रेड्स दिखाई दे रहे हैं, दीज आर द लिपिड्स. So we call them as phospholipid bilayer. How are these two layers? You can see ये गोले ऊपर है, टेल्स नीचे है. इधर देखो बेटा, गोले नीचे है, टेल्स ऊपर है. तो सैंडविच के जैसा, एक ब्रेड ऊपर से, एक ब्रेड नीचे से. तो दो लेयर्स हो गए कि नहीं? तो ब्रेड इज नथिंग बट योर फॉस्फेट, ऊपर और नीचे, राइट. और वो जो लिपिड है, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी योर बटर, जो आप ब्रेड के ऊपर लगाते हो. ब्रेड बटर तो सब लोग खाते हो तुम लोग, राइट. सो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी योर ब्रेड एंड बटर, राइट. एंड just like how you stuff your sandwiches with cucumber, tomatoes, tikki, potato, I don't know what all things you put in that. So these are going to be like your proteins and like जो भी आप उसमें स्टफ करना चाहते हो. Okay, so it looks like a sandwich. So initially it was called as a sandwich model, but later on, like the proteins were moving, they were slipping off here and there. So instead of sandwich, now they called it as fluid. And because the design is haphazard, it does not have a pattern. Does it have a pattern? ऐसा कोई डिजाइन डायग्राम फिक्स्ड है कि इधर एक टनल, बाद में एक डिस्टेंस पे दूसरा टनल, फिर तीसरा टनल, फिर एक चौथा टनल? ऐसा कोई फिक्स नहीं है. इट्स अ मोजाइक डिजाइन. So therefore it's called as your fluid mosaic model. Here you can see that there's going to be presence of carbohydrates, that is nothing but your sugars also present, which will be attached to the protein. So we call these types proteins where the sugars are attached as glycoproteins. Okay, look up here. These are the surface proteins. The proteins which are present on the surface. Integral proteins means which are going to be present inside. Protein channel, transport protein, globular protein, right? So all these proteins, carbs, phosphate, and lipids make up this entire membrane of our cell. Okay, so what are these Singer and Nicholson trying to tell us? Just see, many molecules can move briefly across the membrane without any requirement of energy, and this is called as passive transport. So you know this probably, that whenever the movement of ions, atoms, molecules will be taking place from higher concentration to lower concentration, there is no energy required, and therefore we call this transport as passive. Okay. Neutral solutes may move across the membrane by the process of simple diffusion along the concentration gradient, that is from higher concentration to lower. So some neutral solutes can pass very easily from higher concentration to lower concentration. There is no input of energy in that transport. Water may also move across this membrane from higher concentration to lower concentration. Movement of water by this diffusion process means higher to lower, is going to be called as osmosis. Okay, as the polar molecules cannot pass through the non-polar bilipid layer, they require a carrier protein of the membrane to facilitate the transport across the membrane. Now what do you mean by this particular thing? See beta, polar molecules cannot pass through the non-polar lipid. लिपिड लेयर इज नॉन पोलर. नॉन पोलर का मतलब क्या होता है? हाइड्रोफोबिक, won't allow water dissolving substances to pass through it. Okay, तो जो पोलर मॉलिक्यूल्स होते हैं, they are going to be easily dissolving in water. Now you tell me, you take a slab of butter, अमूल बटर का एक स्लैब ले लो, हाँ, और उस अमूल बटर के ऊपर पानी डालो. Will the water be able to percolate through that butter to the other side? आएगा? आ सकता है, ऐसा बेटर आ सकता है कभी? Never ना. Why not? Why not? If you take bread and you put water, water पूरा soak कर लेगा, पूरा ब्रेड वो वाटर को सोक कर लेगा। लेकिन अगर उसके ऊपर आपने बटर लगाया और उसके ऊपर अगर आप चटनी लगाते हो ना, तो कभी भी ब्रेड आपका सॉगी नहीं होगा। Agreed ना? So in the same way, this lipid layer is going to be a layer which will not allow the water or the polar molecules to pass through it. Correct? Right? Then does that mean that the water soluble molecules will never be passing from outside to inside or inside to outside? ऐसे तो नहीं होगा। ऐसे कितने सारे मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं जो वाटर सोल्यूबल है और जिनको सेल के अंदर लाना पड़ता है। ईजीएस्ट एग्जांपल इज ग्लूकोज, शुगर। जब तक ग्लूकोज सेल के अंदर नहीं आएगा ना बेटा, इट इज ऑफ नो यूज। It cannot give you energy unless and until the glucose molecule is not inside the cell. Now, glucose is going to be water soluble. Glucon D पीते हो? Have you all seen Glucon D? हाँ, शक्कर अपनी नींबू का शरबत बनाते हो तो आप क्या करते हो? To dissolve water के अंदर तुम शक्कर को घोलते हो कि नहीं? That means sugar is water soluble. So even sugar will not be allowed to pass through the cell. How is it possible? So the polar molecules cannot pass the non-polar lipid, right? So what you require? You require a carrier protein. Carrier protein means a protein which will carry the liquid or the water soluble or the polar solutes or polar molecules inside to outside or outside to inside. ठीक है, तो ये जो प्रोटीन्स होते हैं ना, ये इनको हम कैरियर प्रोटीन्स कहते हैं। व्हाई डू वी कॉल देम एज कैरियर प्रोटीन्स? बिकॉज दे कैरी लिक्विड soluble substances or polar molecules across the membrane. Why they require the protein molecules? Because the lipid will not allow the water molecules or water dissolved substances to pass through it. Got this now? So this carrier protein of the membrane will help to facilitate their transport across the membrane. So you all saw just now there was tunnel protein. You all saw there was something called as integral protein, peripheral protein, surface protein, glycoproteins. Just now you all saw in the diagram. All these are going to be helpful in what? Transport of polar molecules. Right? Right? Yes. A few ions or molecules are transported across the membrane against their concentration gradient. That is from lower concentration to higher concentration. So some are going to be transported against the concentration gradient. For this, you require energy. Without energy, this transport is not going to be possible. See, for example, you all know how to ride a bicycle, right? So when you ride a bicycle and there is going to be a downhill movement, आपको ऊपर से नीचे आना है, तो आपको पैडलिंग करने की जरूरत है क्या? Is it required for paddling very heavily? Or you just have to wait, the cycle will automatically just go down? है ना? So when it is going to be from higher concentration to lower concentration, there is no need of inputting energy. But if you have to climb a mountain using your bicycle, कितना ज्यादा इनपुट है एनर्जी का बेटा? पूरे पूरे फोर्स से आपको साइकिलिंग करना पड़ता है, पेडलिंग करना पड़ता है। सेम गोज विथ स्विमिंग। इफ यू वांट टू स्विम अलोंग द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर, मजा आता है। और यू हैव टू फ्लो अगेंस्ट द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर, कितनी एनर्जी डालनी पड़ती है आपको, राइट? सो इन द सेम वे, जब भी movement will be from higher concentration to lower concentration, no energy required. But if it is going to, if it's going to be ulta, from lower concentration to higher concentration, a lot of energy is required to pump in. So such a transport, it is an energy dependent process in which ATP is utilized, and such transport will be called as active transport. Example is Na plus K plus pump. Now this Na plus K plus pump, जिसको हम सोडियम पोटेशियम पंप के नाम से जानते हैं. Is something that you might have heard about in you know, impulse generation and impulse transport. सुना है आपने? Impulse को generate करने के लिए you require the Na plus K plus pump. नहीं सुना है ना, तो भी अच्छी बात है. हमारे 11th स्टैंडर्ड के सिलेबस में न्यूरल कंट्रोल करके एक चैप्टर है. So I'm going to teach you all about the brain and spinal cord as well. So during that time, I'll tell you all what is this Na plus K plus pump. If you have heard of it, okay. अगर आप लोग ने कभी नहीं सुना है तो भी okay. क्या फर्क पड़ेगा, मैं तो पूरा ही पढ़ाने वाली हूँ तुम लोग को. Okay, a very beautiful mechanism of Na plus K plus. So of course I'll tell you all when I teach you neural control. But as of now, just remember what is active transport? Transport of molecules from lower concentration to a higher concentration using energy. That type of transport will be called as active transport. And one of the examples of active transport is Na plus K plus pump. ठीक है, कोई डिफिकल्टी है ये वाले स्लाइड में किसी को भी? एनीवन हैविंग एनी प्रॉब्लम विद दिस पर्टिकुलर कंटेंट? डन? That's all with your fluid mosaic model. Well, so then we come to something called as endomembrane system. But before I come to the endomembrane system, I'll just try to show you all something which is very interesting and will make the things very clear to you all. Just give me a minute. Let me see where I have saved it. Because I have shown, or maybe you all have seen this, I don't know. The video that is there on fluid mosaic, I think you might have seen it. I don't remember where I have saved it in my files. Somewhere I have saved it. I think yes. If I get it, I have saved it somewhere. I'm just seeing where I have saved it. Setting it as of now. Anyways. Okay, I got it. Share this with you all. So these are cells, and every cell you can see is a very compact structure. Yeah, so there are going to be special machinery, nutrients which are going to be present. Here you can see very well that this is the outside and the inside of the cell, and see how the molecules are passed through the tunnel. This is the tunnel protein. बेटा ये जो है ना, ये tunnel protein है, और ये जो है ये अपना intrinsic protein है. See, cell membrane का ये layer है. The red one is going to be your what? See, they'll show you now. Yes, so see, this is going to be the top view. You can see how the proteins are floating. ये देखो, है ना, ये float कर रहा है. This is fluidity. जिसको हम we measure it as fluidity. Correct? Yes. So you can see the phospholipids. This is the cholesterol. These are the different proteins. Yeah, this is your head, phosphate, and this is the tail. Yeah, see, phosphate head, hydrophilic head, and the fatty acid or the hydrophobic tails. Okay, very clearly you can see them. So this is a bilayer, two layers है ना, ऊपर से नीचे, नीचे से ऊपर, इसलिए उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Lipid bilayer. Okay, fatty acid one, नीचे से, black one, entirely. Just see they are moving. The tails are moving. If you can see very clearly now, the tails are moving, right? That is because of the quasi-fluid nature जो है वो. Water haters, water lovers. So anything which is going to be soluble in water will not be allowed to pass through it. Correct? So how will the water enter inside it now? अगर उसको enter करना है तो कैसे करेगा, ये doubt आता है. Cholesterol molecules are also going to be synthesized. You can see the chain of fat, that is cholesterol, being present over here, right? Now see, yeah, look at the different types of proteins. इंटेग्रल प्रोटीन्स चैनल के जैसा है, देखो सीधा सीधा अंदर बाहर जा रहा है. जो भी मॉलिक्यूल्स को अंदर आना है या बाहर जाना है, सी इट कैन बी थ्रोन आउट आल्सो, it can come inside also. Any particle can come in, any particle can move out. Okay. Peripheral proteins and glycoproteins also help in this particular movement in a different way, of course. So what are the different ways the peripheral and glycoproteins help will be seen later on in the chapter of transport in plants. So here you can see very nicely. Yeah, see now the molecules are coming from outside to inside. And see this triangle ones are going from inside to outside. See, so anything can be inside to outside or outside to inside. ऐसा कोई hard and fast rule नहीं है ना? देखो, और ये पूरा जो लेयर है वो मूव हो रहा है, ऐसा दिखाई दे रहा है. Fine ना? So this is all about your cell membrane का structure along with the phosphates, the lipid tails, the proteins, and the movement of different molecules across the protein. Follow this very nicely. Hopefully you all have understood this. Okay. Well, so then we come to something called as the endomembrane system. Now what do you mean by that word endo and membrane? Endo means inside. Membrane means सेल मेम्ब्रेन. सो सेल मेम्ब्रेन के अंदर के जितने भी स्ट्रक्चर्स है और जो कोऑर्डिनेटेड है, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कोऑर्डिनेटेड? द वंस व्हिच आर गोइंग टू बी interconnected with each other, we call them as coordinated. So there are certain organelles which are interconnected functionally with each other, and these entire group of organelles which are interconnected with each other functionally will be considered as endomembrane system. Fine. While each of the membranous organelle is distinct in terms of its structure and function, many of these are considered together as an endomembrane system because their functions are coordinated. So there are many organelles which are interconnected in their functions. So one particular organelle will give one particular product. That product will act like a raw material for the second organelle. So the second organelle will use that raw material and make a new product. That new product will be the raw material for the third organelle and so on. So that is what is called as endomembrane, interconnected with each other, right? The endomembrane system includes endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes, and vacuoles. So there are 4 organelles which are coming under this endomembrane system very precisely. Since the functions of mitochondria, chloroplast, peroxisomes are not coordinated with the above components, these are not considered as a part of endomembrane system. So they are, mitochondria is an organelle on its own. It is not going to use any material or any raw material by produced by some other organelle. इसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. क्लोरोप्लास्ट है, उसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, वो खुद का खुद जो भी है खुद ही बनाएगा, खुद ही यूज करेगा. ठीक है. So it is not dependent on any other organelle for its sustenance or survival. Therefore these are not going to be considered as endomembrane. So endomembrane में सिर्फ 4 चीजें आती है बेटा, ER, Golgi, lysosomes, and vacuoles. So let us understand each of them precisely. First is endoplasmic reticulum, ER. Endoplasmic reticulum is composed of lipoprotein. Now look at the word lipo and protein. That means lipid and proteins. Proteins are around 60% and lipids are around 40%. Endoplasmic reticulum is a network of highly branched fine tubules. Now, even this endoplasmic reticulum is going to be covered with the plasma membrane. हाँ? जब भी हमने प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन का स्ट्रक्चर देखा ना, फ्लूइड मोजाइक मॉडल एंड ऑल, ये एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम के ऊपर भी इसका कवरिंग है. ओके, so that's going to be your 60% of proteins and 40% of lipid wala organelle. Its one end is connected with the nuclear membrane. We generally say that endoplasmic reticulum is the extension of the outer membrane of the nucleus. So nucleus is going to have two membranes, inner and outer. So the outer membrane only, is going to be continued or extended to form these tube-like structures, which are going to be called as the ER. So its one end is connected with the nuclear membrane, whereas the other end is connected with the plasma membrane, while the other is connected with the plasma membrane. So nuclear membrane, plasma membrane. पूरा का पूरा सेल के अंदर का जो एरिया है, it's going to be occupied by this endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, it is composed of three types of forms, which are as follows. They may form cisternae, vesicles, and tubules. Now, in your textbooks of NCRT, they haven't mentioned about the details of how are the cisternae, how are the vesicles, how are the tubules. कुछ नहीं दिया है बेटा. So just try to understand what it is all about. Okay, you can see these tubular structures. ये देखो, ये जो है ना, ये न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन है. You can see this न्यूक्लियस है, ये ब्राउन एंड ब्लू वाला, राइट. और यहाँ से जो एक्सटेंशन हुआ है इसका, दिस इज वन ट्यूब, another tube, the third tube. Can you see how it is connected? Right? So this is going to be the tubular structure. And here you can see this white color के spots दिखाई दे रहे हैं, गोले चिपक गए इसको, है ना? Can you see this like blisters? They appear like blisters on it. Okay, that's nothing beta, but that is going to be your ribosomes which are going to get attached to it to form rough endoplasmic reticulum. So here they have mentioned, see, rough endoplasmic reticulum, इधर से इधर, मतलब क्या, इन सबके ऊपर आपको ये व्हाइट कलर के राइबोसोम्स अटैच दिखाई दे रहा है. They have given this label as ribosomes. See, these are the ribosomes. Correct? Look at this. These are also tubes only. These are also tubes only, but they do not have any, attachment of any ribosomes on it. So we call them as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So we have got two types of endoplasmic reticulum, RER and SER, right? Both of them में थोड़ा सा difference है. What is that? Let us see. So first is cisternae. So here you can very well see in this diagram. These are the cisternae. ये देखो, ये जो है ना, ये वाले एक के ऊपर एक ऐसे सैंडविच के जैसे रखे गए हैं, those are the cisternae. So it is elongated, flattened, unbranched tubular structures which are found arranged in parallel rows. You can see they are in parallel rows, एक के ऊपर एक. It is generally granular due to the presence of the ribosomes. So देखो यहाँ पर ये जो black dots दिखाई दे रहे हैं आपको, these are the ribosomes. So many ribosomes are attached to it. ये देखो, ये cisternae उन्होंने बताया है. This is the cisternae, and इनके ऊपर ये black color के dots है. These are the ribosomes. It is mainly found in cells actively indulged in protein synthesis, like liver, pancreas, etc. So हमारे pancreas के जो cells है, हमारे liver के जो cells है, they'll be having a lot of RER. उस सेल्स में बहुत ज़्यादा रफ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम होगा, बिकॉज these two organelles are predominantly involved in the formation of proteins. So जहाँ प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस ज़्यादा होता है ना, जिस सेल्स में प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस ज़्यादा होता है, वहाँ पर RER ज़्यादा मिलेंगे. ओके, द सेकेंड इज वेसिकल्स. सी, दीज आर द वेसिकल्स ना बेटा. ये देखो, ये आलू के जैसे जो दिखाई दे रहे हैं आपको, छोटे मोटे stones के जैसे या potato के जैसे, these are going to be the vesicles. Okay, what are vesicles? It is rounded or oval and it's 25 to 500 microns in size. it is found well scattered in the cytoplasm. So vesicles are going to be scattered in the cytoplasm. Means what? They are going to be pinched off from the tubules and they'll be scattered. So what do you mean by that pinched off? देखो जैसे कि जब हम आटा भूनते हैं ना बेटा रोटी बनाने के लिए, करेक्ट? सो जब हम वो आटा भूनते हैं तो इतना बड़ा अगर हमने आटा भून लिया है तो उसमें से हम छोटे छोटे बॉल्स पुल अप करते हैं ना, सो दैट उसको हम बेल के फिर यू कैन मेक दैट रोटी। तो वो जो उस बड़े से आटे में से छोटे छोटे बॉल्स को प्लक करना, उसको हम कहते हैं पिंचिंग ऑफ। So even these vesicles are actually pieces of the cisternae and tubules only, which are going to contain the secretions of that particular endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. तो जैसे कि उसने जो भी अगर प्रोटीन बनाया है तो उस वेसिकल के अंदर, वो पोटली के अंदर, वो बैग के अंदर प्रोटीन रहेगा। अगर लिपिड बनाया है तो उस पोटली के अंदर लिपिड रहेगा। तो ये जो वेसिकल्स है ना, दे आर जस्ट डिटैच्ड पार्ट्स ऑफ द ट्यूब्यूल्स एंड द सिस्टर्ने which will move freely inside the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. It is also mainly found in the protein forming cells. It is also granular structure. Granular का मतलब है presence of ribosomes. What do you mean by that word granular? Presence of ribosomes. Okay. Tubules, here you can see these tubules. They have mentioned over here, these are the tubules. Fine thread-like tubes दिखाई दे रहे हैं आपको. It is tubular, highly branched. Look at that branching. You can see how well branched they are. Highly branched, found near the cell membrane. It is a smooth structure generally, but here in the diagram you can see they are going to have ribosomes attached to it. So they may be RER, they may be SER, कोई भी हो सकते हैं. Because generally ribosome is absent on the surface, it is termed as smooth structure. It is mainly found in the cells which are associated with the synthesis of cholesterol, glycerides, hormones, etc. So tubules ज़्यादातर कहाँ मिलेंगे? जहाँ लिपिड सिंथेसिस होता है, एंड वैक्यूल्स एंड सिस्टर्ने कहाँ मिलेंगे? जहाँ पर प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस होता है. बट सिस्टर्ने, वैक्यूल्स, tubules are all going to be a part of your endoplasmic reticulum. Have you all understood what exactly is ER? Anyone is having any difficulty? Anyone is having any doubt in understanding these basic things, beta? These are very, very important because these are going to be again, you know, like it will form the base of your rest of the chapters. Okay. Yes. Yeah. What is the difference between SCR and RER? A clear distinguish given between ribosomes absent, ribosome present. Mainly present near the cell membrane, mainly present near the nuclear membrane. Found in cells related with synthesis of fats, glycogen, steroids. Found in cells related with synthesis of proteins. Mainly formed of tubules, mainly formed of cisternae and vesicles. Less stable, more stable. Less stable. Why are they less stable, you know? Because anytime any ribosome can come and attach to SCR and convert it into RER. बट एक बार जनरली राइबोसोम चिपक जाएगा ना, फिर वहां से निकलना मुश्किल है. इसीलिए RER बनने के बाद RER थोड़ा सा ये है, क्या कहते हैं, डिफिकल्ट है SCR बनाना. ओके. Example is adipose tissue and muscle. Example is liver and pancreas. SCR gets originated from RER by loss of ribosome, and RER arises due to the invaginations of the outer nuclear membrane to which ribosomes will get attached. Okay, so this is the difference between SCR and RER. Well, understood this? Is there any difficulty in this? Okay. Yes, Krishna. Again, I'm repeating for all of you all, which I've already repeated in the beginning of the lecture only, that my Monday lectures are what we say, a backlog lectures for those students who have joined late. The normal lectures are always on Wednesday and Friday in the afternoon session. The Monday lectures, whenever if they put it in your group also, remember that they are the lectures which are going to be repeated, because it will be a repeat lecture for the old students, but it will be the first lecture for my new students. So there are many students who have joined a bit late, and I cannot leave them. I cannot tell them कि ये मैंने पहले ही पढ़ाया है तो अभी ये तुम खुद से करो, मेरे रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स देखो और तुम तुम्हारा कर लो. मैं ऐसे नहीं कर सकती हूँ कोई भी स्टूडेंट के साथ, चाहे वो पहले ज्वाइन किया हो चाहे वो लेट ज्वाइन किया हो, उनका नुकसान नहीं होने दे सकती हूँ. इसलिए मंडे के लेक्चर्स मैं उन बच्चों के लिए लगाती हूँ जिन्होंने एडमिशन लेट लिए है. उनके लिए ये मेरे फर्स्ट लेक्चर्स है. जो तुम लोग अभी सेकंड टाइम मेरे लेक्चर में बैठ रहे हो, इट कैन बी अ रिविजन फॉर यू ऑल. इफ यू वांट टू सिट यू मे सिट, इज व्हाट आई हैव टोल्ड यू. I know like this is a revision one. This you have already attended earlier, but this is not, like you cannot sit. ऐसी बात नहीं है. If you sit, it will be a revision. It is always going to be better for all of you all. उसमें कोई बुरा नहीं होने वाला है, उसमें कोई नुकसान नहीं होने वाला है ना? So it's up to you. Of course, it's up to you. I'm not making anyone, like compulsory कर नहीं रही हूँ मैं. लेकिन अगर अटेंड करोगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली तुम्हारा एक रिवीजन अभी के अभी 11th में ही हो जाएगा. करेक्ट. तो 12th का सिलेबस खत्म होने के बाद then I'll take a one more revision. It will be your third time you will listen to all the things. So you will be more precise and more perfect in all these chapters. So if you want to attend, your wish. But those who have joined new, I have to teach them. Okay. What are the functions of endoplasmic reticulum? Endoplasmic reticulum acts as a cytoskeleton and provides mechanical support and shape to the cell. Now, just like how we have got a skeleton made up of bones, our cells also require some sort of skeleton. नहीं तो ये कोलैप्स हो जाएंगे. सेल्स कोलैप्स हो जाएंगे अगर उनको इंटरनल फ्रेमवर्क नहीं है तो, है ना? तो उनका इंटरनल फ्रेमवर्क जो है उनको सपोर्ट देने के लिए, उनको अंदर से इंटैक्ट रखने के लिए, द एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम प्लेज अ वेरी क्रूशियल एंड सिग्निफिकेंट रोल. Okay. ER helps in the formation of primary lysosome, Golgi body, microbodies, etc. ER also helps in synthesis of nuclear envelope during telophase. So you all have attended cell cycle, cell division chapter. You all were there for that. So you already know what is telophase, and you already know that during the telophase, the nuclear membrane will reappear is what we had said. So this, how will it reappear? It is going to be reappearing because of the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay? It helps in lipid synthesis. So phospholipids, steroid hormones, cholesterol are all going to be synthesized by endoplasmic reticulum. It helps in glycogenolysis. So glycogen का lysis means glycogen को break करते हैं endoplasmic reticulum to form glucose. So whenever our body is starving of glucose, whenever our body requires energy, that time the endoplasmic reticulum will help in breaking of the reserved glycogen to get converted into glucose. Fine. It helps in synthesis of ascorbic acid. Yes, very important. Ascorbic acid is one of the important vitamins required by our body in traces, of course, but even those will be manufactured by whom? ER. Intracellular exchange. ER forms intracellular conducting system. Transport of materials in the cytoplasm from one place to another may occur through ER. So they form like channels, and through these channels, the materials can be transported from one cell, from cytoplasm to the other part. Okay. Cellular metabolism. The membranes of the reticulum provides an increased surface for metabolic activities within the cytoplasm. So it helps in metabolism basically. Detoxification, very important and very crucial. Smooth endoplasmic reticulums concerned with detoxification of drugs, pollutants and steroids. तो जो भी हम मेडिसिन खाते हैं, ड्रग्स मतलब मेडिसिन की बात हो रही है स्पेसिफिकली यहाँ पर, जिनमें कोई ना कोई ऐसा एक प्रोडक्ट होता है जो है ना साइड इफेक्ट्स देता है. तो the endoplasmic reticulum, SCR especially, will help in neutralizing the toxins produced by the drugs. Okay, it's going to help in taking care of the pollutants. जो pollutants हमारे system में आ जाते हैं, हम तो पूरा polluted food ही खाते हैं, पता है ना आपको? Maximally we eat contaminated food only. So to take care of that contamination, those pollutants, steroids, some people are on steroids for n number of reasons. So all these toxic effects will be neutralized by the SCR. So that is going to be very important. Look at the 10th point, which is most crucial. Cytochrome P450 in ER acts as an enzyme which functions in detoxification of drugs and other toxins. So the name of that enzyme is cytochrome P450. ओके, ये एंजाइम जो है ना, ये सारे टॉक्सिन्स को, ये सारे इल इफेक्ट्स को न्यूट्रलाइज करने में हेल्प करता है. फाइन. इट प्रोवाइड्स द प्रिकर्सर ऑफ secretory materials to Golgi bodies. So it is also going to synthesize something which will be taken up by the Golgi body as a raw material. So as I said, endomembrane में क्या होता है बता, interconnections होते हैं, one thing is connected with the other, right? So here also there's going to be product of ER which will be used as a raw material by Golgi. So they are saying it is the precursor of the secretory material to Golgi. So Golgi is going to secrete one product, but for that product to be secreted, it requires a precursor, it requires a raw material which will be provided by ER. See, so many important functions ER is carrying out, right? Then the secretion or the precursor to whatever, like the Golgi is going to be using, will be held inside the vesicles, right? जिसको हम vesicles of endoplasmic reticulum बोलते थे. अब ये जो पोटली है, ये जो वेसिकल है, उसमें क्या है? उसमें रॉ प्रोटीन है या फिर रॉ लिपिड है. रॉ मतलब अनफर्निश्ड, जिसका फर्निशिंग हुआ नहीं है. तो ये प्रोटीन को हार्मोन में कन्वर्ट करने का, प्रोटीन को एंजाइम में कन्वर्ट करने का, प्रोटीन को स्ट्रक्चरल प्रोटीन में कन्वर्ट करने का, that will be decided and that will be done in the Golgi. So what will the ER do? ER will only give the raw material called as protein in the vesicles. अपने एंडोप्लाज्मिक वेसिकल्स के अंदर वो सिक्रीशन प्रोटीन्स के आ जाएंगे. लिपिड है, whether to make it a phospholipid, whether to make it a glycolipid, whether to make it a like what is to be made out of that lipid, that again will be decided by the Golgi. तो ये पोटली में, ये वेसिकल में, ये छोटू बैग्स में एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम के सिक्रीशंस भर गए हैं, and now these vesicles are freely moving into the cytoplasm. Now they will come across something called as the Golgi body. So see, Camilo Golgi first observed densely stained reticular structures near the nucleus. Reticular का मतलब होता है network, branching, dense. Okay, so Camilo Golgi for the first time found out these reticular structures near the nucleus. These were later on named as Golgi bodies after the discoverer. It is also known as Dalton complex. Why is it called as Dalton complex? See over here, this point, look at this. Structure of Golgi complex was described in detail by Dalton and Felix. Therefore, this is also called as Dalton complex. Okay. In plant, The Golgi is also called as dictyosome. What is a dictyosome? You know, a single dumbbell shaped Golgi को हम कहते हैं dictyosome. ये वाला देखो, look at this diagram बेटा, look at this diagram. ये देखो diagram. ये आपको एक डम्बल शेप दिखाई दे रहा है. कैन यू सी अ डम्बल शेप स्ट्रक्चर? या सो बट देयर आर सो मेनी सच स्ट्रक्चर्स इन एनिमल सेल्स, करेक्ट. बट इन प्लांट्स ना ये अकेले डम्बल शेप स्ट्रक्चर्स रहते हैं, वन वन ईच. सो वी कॉल देम एज dictyosomes. What do we call them as? Dictyosomes. Don't forget this word. Very important word. The Golgi consists of many flat disc-shaped sacs, also called as cisternae. Even over there, ER also we had this word cistern. Even in Golgi, we have got this word cistern. It is composed of lipoprotein. Protein is 60%, lipid is 40%. Golgi body originates from ER. So they originate only from the endoplasmic reticulum. So they're going to be very much like the endoplasmic reticulum. Agreed? Correct? Structure of Golgi was studied in detail and described by Dalton and Felix. So it's also called as Dalton complex. In Golgi, 4 types of structures is going to be found: cisternae, vesicle, vacuole, tubule. Now, just like your endoplasmic reticulum, other 3 names are there. Only vacuole करके जो है ये थोड़ा सा different है ना? So let us understand what are these 4 structures of the Golgi. So see here, first is cisternae, elongated, flattened, sac, unbranched tubules, same the way we have seen over there. It is curved structure with swollen ends present one upon the other. Here you can see very clearly बेटा, ये देखो यहाँ पर swollen ends है, end पे देखो कैसे है, they are swollen. See this, with swollen end stacked one above the other, right? The curved convex structure is directed towards the nucleus, which is called as cis phase or also called as forming phase, whereas the maturing phase or the trans phase is directed towards the plasma membrane. So here you can see this is the nucleus, उसके तरफ जो है वो है cis phase और ये है trans phase which is near the plasma membrane. So cis phase towards the nucleus, trans phase towards the plasma membrane. Fine. The functional unit of Golgi is cisternae. Yeah. So whatever needs to be done, whatever needs to be changed, whatever needs to be altered, whatever needs to be, the finished product, everything will be done in the cistern. Okay. Second is vesicles. It is numerous droplet-like, small bag-like structures. They are found around the convex surface or edges of the cisternae. It is formed by budding from the cisternae filled with secretory material. So what is going to happen, just see now. Look at this diagram very carefully. I'm explaining it. You can see incoming transport vesicles. So these incoming transport vesicles are going to be coming from the endoplasmic reticulum filled with protein या फिर lipid. Okay. They will now fuse with the cis phase over here and they will merge with this particular membrane. And after merging क्या हो जाएगा बेटा? इसके अंदर अगर प्रोटीन्स हैं तो अब ये प्रोटीन्स अपने गोल्गी के सिस्टरने के अंदर आ गए. अब inside the cisternae ना they will undergo modifications. They will undergo modifications and the modified product needs to be thrown out now. So they will be done via these newly forming vesicles. Can you see? So whatever they have now modified, that प्रोटीन को अगर उसने फॉर एग्जाम्पल एंजाइम में कन्वर्ट कर दिया है तो अब ये पोटली में, ये वेसिकल में वो एंजाइम भर जाएगा and that enzyme containing vesicle will be thrown out. See, so you can see these vesicles coming out which are called as secretory vesicles, those which have now got the finished product from the Golgi. They are also called as Golgi and vesicles. ठीक है? They are also called as Golgi and vesicles. So Golgi and vesicles में क्या होगा बेटा? Finished product. ठीक है? ER vesicles में क्या होगा? Raw material like proteins, raw material like lipids. Okay. Golgi and vesicle में क्या होगा? Golgi and vesicle में there would be enzymes, there would be hormones, there might be certain proteins which are going to be modified for being used as structural proteins and so on. Okay, so this is going to be what? This is going to be the Golgi and vesicles or the secretory vesicles which are going to be coming out through the transference. Is it fine? Got this? Yeah. So that is all about the vesicles. Then vacuole. It's a large round structure found around the concave or the edges of the cistern. So here you can see वो जो bulged part था ना, side का swollen part था ना, that is going to make up the vacuole. Okay. And tubules, they are branched and irregular tube-like structures associated with the cisternae. So the two cisternae will be concerned, or the two cisternae will be attached with each other via these tubules. Fine. So this is how the Golgi is going to be seen. Okay, got it? Any difficulty in cisternae, vesicles, vacuoles, and tubules for anyone of you all? Anyone who have not followed any part of this? This is very, very crucial, very important. No, I'll go ahead. Functions of the Golgi. Cell secretion is the chief function of the Golgi body. It's going to be, secretion of the macromolecules. What are macromolecules? We'll be doing it in biomolecules chapter. Okay. Golgi body receives the materials from the endoplasmic reticulum through its cell space. So as I said, endoplasmic reticulum के जो vesicles है, they will combine with the Golgi near the cell space. Okay. Second is glycosidation and glycosylation of proteins and lipids to form glycoproteins or glycolipids. Glyco का मतलब होता है sugar बेटा. What do you mean by the word glyco? Sugar. So addition of a sugar with the proteins to make it glycoproteins, right? Glycolipids, addition of sugar to the lipids to make it glycolipids. Okay. After chemical modification, materials are packed in the vesicles. So once whatever the Golgi wanted to make, it has made. Now those secretions will be packed inside the vesicles. Okay. These vesicles are pinched off. OFF चाहिए वो OF हुआ है. These vesicles are pinched off from the transpace of the Golgi body and discharged outside the cell by the process of reverse pinocytosis. What is this now? Understand. Phagocytosis is eating something. Pinocytosis is drinking something. Okay. So when I had told you that endocytosis is taking in, so endocytosis will be of two types, a solid material and a liquid material. So endocytosis of solid material will be called as phagocytosis, and endocytosis of a liquid material will be called as pinocytosis. Okay, fine, that is pinocytosis. Now reverse pinocytosis means what? अंदर जो लेते हैं उसको हम कहते हैं pinocytosis. बाहर जब फेंकते हैं तो उसको हम कहेंगे reverse pinocytosis. So whatever has been synthesized inside the Golgi needs to be thrown out by the process of what? Reverse pinocytosis. Okay. During spermatogenesis, it forms acrosome of the sperm. So my dears, we have already started with the human reproduction chapter. In that, I'll be teaching you all about the acrosome formation and all. So that time, if you already know that acrosome is nothing but it is, associated with Golgi, it will be very easy for you to understand the content. So see, during spermatogenesis, that is during the formation of the spermatozoa, It forms acrosome of the sperm. It means who? The Golgi. Okay. Lysosome get formed from it. So even the lysosomes are going to be formed from the Golgi. So now don't you think that lysosome, Golgi, ER are interconnected? है ना बेटा? देखो ये लाइसोसोम भी बनाता है, जो है वो किसने बनाया है? गोल्गी ने बनाया है. Okay, so these are the few functions about Golgi. Look at the next one. It is helpful in synthesis and storage of yolk and vitelline membrane of the egg. Again, we have started with reproduction chapter in humans, wherein yolk formation and vitelline membrane formation is going to be explained. So who is responsible for making the, you know, uh, yolk and vitelline membrane? See, synthesis also of the yolk and storage also of the yolk is going to be via the Golgi. So I told you this is a very important chapter. It is helpful in synthesis of melanin pigment. Melanin किसके लिए काम में आता है? What is the use of melanin pigment? Can anyone tell me what is the function of melanin pigment, बेटा? Come on, melanin तो नाम सुना होगा आप लोग ने. Kindly answer. Very good, Bhumi. Yes, my dear. Very good, very good. Who else? Who else would like to answer this? What is the function of the melanin pigment? It's helping in what? No. Keratin is a protein, beta. Melanin is a pigment. Only Bhumi knows. Melanin is responsible for giving color to our skin. Skin ka color is due to the melanin pigment. More is the melanin, more dark would be our color. Less is the melanin, more fair will be our color. So those people who are very fair, they have got little amount of melanin. Those people who are very dark, they have got more amount of melanin. तो ये जो ads दिखाते हैं ना गोरे बनाने के लिए, ये क्रीम यूज करोगे तो गोरे बन जाओगे, वो क्रीम यूज करोगे तो गोरे बन जाओगे. भाई कोई भी क्रीम किसी को गोरा नहीं बना सकता है, because formation of melanin is from within. The cells are going to synthesize melanin. The Golgi bodies of the cells are going to help in synthesis of melanin. So melanin कितना बनेगा ये क्रीम के हाथ में नहीं है. कोई भी क्रीम लगाओ, कितना भी जितना भी महंगा क्रीम लगाओगे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. It's an internal process of formation of melanin by the Golgi. So just applying something will not make anyone fair. Okay. वो जो सारे हैं ना, these are all advertisement gimmicks to fool yours. Fine. Well, then in plant cell, it forms the cell plate, that is the phragmoplast. We have already done cell cycle, cell division. You already know what is a phragmoplast, right? So for the phragmoplast formation, again the Golgi and vesicles are going to be helpful. It stimulates mitochondria for the production of ATP. Imagine Golgi is responsible for telling the mitochondria, come on, make ATP, make ATP. Can you even imagine this? Right? It helps in synthesis of carbohydrate, mainly polysaccharide, that is the cell wall material also going to be synthesized by Golgi. Secretion of zybogen from the pancreas, lactoprotein from mammary gland, and hormones is also a function of Golgi. Mucilage secretion by root cells is also by Golgi. Mucilage is going to prevent the root cells from getting, damage due to friction. See, root is going to be present below the soil and it has to move downwards. So there's going to be a lot of friction between the root cells and the soil particles. And there's a high chance that the root cells would get damaged, right? But these particular Golgi will produce mucilage, which will be, giving a lubrication for easy movement of the root cells into the soil without any friction. Got it? Secretion of hormone by endocrine gland is mediated through Golgi bodies. See, even the hormone का secretion by the endocrine gland is also going to be via the Golgi. So Golgis are very, very crucial and very, very important structures of our cells. Okay, तो जो मेन काम है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, मॉडिफिकेशन, सिंथेसिस, ये सब गोल्गी करता है. एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम उसको क्या देता है? रॉ मटेरियल देता है. तो जो प्लाईवुड आप लेके आते हैं दैट इज एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम, और उस प्लाईवुड का टेबल जो बनता है या सोफा बनता है या चेयर बनता है या वार्डरोब बनता है या जो भी कुछ होता है, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी द फाइनल प्रोडक्ट, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी द गोल्गी का काम. Got this? Any difficulty with the Golgi, beta? Anyone who has not understood Golgi? Okay. Then we come to the last point, that Golgi का जो point था, second last point I guess, that it is going to synthesize lysosomes. So let us understand what are lysosomes also. These are membrane bound vesicles containing hydrolytic enzymes. The enzymes in lysosomes are used by most eukaryotic cells to digest macromolecules. So function of lysosome क्या है? Digestion of macromolecules. The list of lysosomal enzymes include all type of hydrolases like amylase, protease, lipase, etc. So amylase will break down starch, protease will break down protein, lipase will break down lipid, right? Lysosomes bring about intracellular digestion as well as extracellular digestion. सेल के अंदर का भी डाइजेशन कराने में हेल्प करता है, सेल के बाहर का भी डाइजेशन कराने में हेल्प करता है लाइसोसोम. ठीक है. It was discovered by Christian de Dieu. Again a favorite question, that who discovered lysosome? It was Christian de Dieu. Okay. आपके दिमाग में लाइसोसोम्स का मतलब है सुसाइडल बैंक्स, राइट? बट इट इज मच मोर देन द सुसाइडल बैंक. जस्ट lysosome shows polymorphism, means different morphological and physiological stages. अलग अलग दिखते भी हैं और अलग अलग काम भी करते हैं. They can be round, sac-like structures bounded by a single unit membrane composed of lipoproteins. Okay, single unit membrane का मतलब है lipid bilayer. Fine. It is filled with granular matrix. Granular का मतलब क्या है? स्मूथ नहीं है, रफ है इनका जो मैट्रिक्स है वो. In matrix, nearly 50 acid hydrolases is found, which are nothing but the digestive enzymes. See, 50 digestive enzymes. Okay. Acid hydrolases are capable of hydrolyzing all classes of macromolecules. Let it be proteins, let it be nucleic acids, okay, let it be carbohydrates, कोई भी हो, सबको ये digest कर सकते हैं. All enzymes found in lysozyme require acid for their action. Hence, they are called as acid hydrolyses. So, they can only get functional in low pH. See, these enzymes function only at pH 5. तो जब तक pH 7 है, न्यूट्रल है, तब तक ये लाइसोसोम्स कोई भी काम के नहीं है. They'll only get activated at pH 5 or less. Okay. Membrane of lysosome has an active H plus pump which produces acidic pH in the lumen of the lysosome. Now see my dears, even these lysosomes are going to be having the cell membrane. Correct? This cell membrane will have an active H plus pump mechanism. H plus pump का मतलब क्या है? It will allow the H plus to get accumulated inside the cell. You know what is pH? pH आपने already स्कूल में किया है. तो जितना pH लो उतना H plus वहां पर ज्यादा. More is the H plus, lower will be the pH. Agreed? So here in the membrane of the lysosome, they are going to have a mechanism wherein the H plus will be pumped inside the cell, causing it to become active. So more the H plus will enter, more will it become acidic. More it's going to be acidic, more better is the survival and its activity of this cell called as lysosome. Okay, so these are your acid hydrolases. Okay, nuclease is the name of the enzyme which will break down nucleic acid. Protease will break down protein. Glycosidase, polysaccharide. Lipase, lipid. Phosphatase, phosphate link compound. Sulfatase, sulfate link compound. If you see in this entire, names, AAC, AAC, AAC. So AAC is a suffix which is going to be used to say that it is going to be an enzyme. और उसके पहले जो नाम है nuclease means the enzyme acting on nucleic acid. Protease, enzyme acting on proteins. Glycosidase, as I said, glycosides means sugars, polysaccharides. Okay, so accordingly the naming system is going to be used. Fine, got this? Now, there are 4 forms or 4 types of lysosomes: primary lysosome, secondary lysosome, residual lysosome, and autophagic lysosome. These are the 4 names. What are the 4 names? Primary, secondary, residual, autophagic. Okay, तो सबसे पहले ये 4 अलग है इसलिए पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म दिखाता है, हमने पहले ही देखा है. So what is the first one? See, first one is primary lysosome. The primary lysosome, proteolysosome or pre-lysosome are small sac-like bodies. These are secreted directly by the endoplasmic reticulum and cisternae of Golgi complex and get filled with inactive enzymes. Understand this. Endoplasmic reticulum has given a protein through its vesicle. This protein combined with the cis phase of Golgi. The protein got merged, got poured inside the cisternae of the Golgi. Inside the cisternae of the Golgi, these proteins underwent modification to form inactive enzymes. Now, these inactive enzymes are packaged inside the Golgian vesicles or the secretory vesicles, correct, which have been pinched off from the cisternae. These Golgian vesicles को ही हम प्राइमरी लाइसोसोम कहते हैं जिनके अंदर इनएक्टिव हाइड्रोलेजेस प्रेजेंट है. समझ में आ रही है बात? सो एक्चुअली दैट लाइसोसोम, this primary lysosome is actually nothing but it is the Golgian vesicle, but only we can call it as lysosome if that Golgian vesicle is going to contain inactive enzymes. If it is going to have something else, we will not be calling it as lysosome. समझ में आया? तो प्रोटीन के आरईआर ने आपने ईआर के आरईआर ने एक प्रोटीन बनाया, उसको उसने वेसिकल में पैक किया. The vesicle went through the cytoplasm to reach the cis phase of the Golgi, wherein the protein was then emptied inside the cisternae of the Golgi. Inside the cisternae of the Golgi, this protein underwent certain modifications and they formed inactive enzymes. These inactive enzymes were then pinched off in the form of Golgian vesicles, which we call them as primary lysosomes. Okay? Now, these enzymes are activated only when a lysosome comes in contact with another particular organelle to form a hybrid structure. जब तक वो इनएक्टिव है कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, उसको अगर एक्टिव होना है ना बेटा तो उसके रिस्पेक्टिव क्या कहते हैं सबस्ट्रेट के साथ उसको कंबाइन करना पड़ेगा. ओके, only then it will get activated. So only when it comes across a particular organelle to form a hybrid structure. तब तक ये inactive vesicles ही रहेंगे. Let us see Secondary lysosome, also called as heterophagosome or digestive vacuole. When the primary lysosome fuses with another vacuole, pinosome or phagosome. I told you pinosome is a liquid containing vesicle, phagosome is a solid containing vesicle. It will be called as secondary lysosome or a hybrid structure. So see, this is a phagosome or a pinosome, which will combine with the primary lysosome. So primary lysosome plus phagosome or pinosome is equal to secondary lysosome. Okay? Once it has combined, now the secondary lysosomes are going to become active. So in it, active enzymes are found now. It is also called as phagolysosome. The intracellular digestion is brought about by the autophagic vesicle or the secondary lysosome, which contain foreign materials brought in it by the processes like phagocytosis. So due to phagocytosis or due to pinocytosis, whatever will be brought inside the cell needs to be broken down. Okay. For example, the food vacuole in amoeba or macrophages in human blood that engulf and destroy the harmful microbes that enter the body. So harmful microbes who have entered the body, they would be first phagocytosed. And these phagocytosed cells will come in contact with whom? The lysosomes, the primary lysosomes. And then the primary lysosome enzymes will completely destroy these microbes. Okay, so this structure will be called as a secondary lysosome. So any difficulty with primary and secondary lysosome? Is there any problem in understanding what are these two? Simple. Okay. The third we come across is the residual body, or it's called as tertiary lysosome. Secondary lysosome plus undigested food will be called as residual body. So whatever food needs to be broken down, if it is broken down completely, there won't be a structure called as residual body. But if that food का कुछ part remains undigested, then it will be called as a residual body. ठीक है? After the products of digestion have been absorbed into the cytoplasm, this moves to the surface and throws the context out via exocytosis. That is reverse pinocytosis or exocytosis. After the action of enzyme is over, the lysosome is reformed and reused. So the same lysosome can be reused again. It need not get destroyed. Well, lysosomes are thus found in various structural forms and carry out various functions of the cell. That's your residual body. Yeah? And lastly, what you were knowing till today from your school days, that lysosome means suicide bags, is only one of them. The autophagic lysosome is going to be also called as the suicide bag. ना प्राइमरी लाइसोसोम सुसाइड बैग है, ना सेकेंडरी लाइसोसोम सुसाइड बैग है, ना रेजिडुअल बॉडी सुसाइड बैग है. सुसाइड बैग जो है लाइसोसोम का ये अकेला है. ऑटोफैजिक, ऑटो मीन्स सेल्फ, ओके, फैजिक मीन्स ईटिंग. Eating your own cells or eating your own organelles is autophagic. Okay, lysosomes which bring about digestion of cells own organic material like the damaged cell plate, the damaged cell organelle, are called as autophagic vesicles or suicide bags. An autophagic vesicle essentially consists of lysosomes fused with membrane bound old cells. So what will happen? These Golgian vesicles, these Golgian vesicles which were thrown out, which are going to have these enzymes, the hydrolytic enzymes, will come and it will surround the dead and unwanted tissue. So ये Golgian vesicles, तो ये Golgian vesicles क्या करेंगे? ये Golgian vesicles जो है ना, ये ऐसे पूरे सराउंड करेंगे वो डैमेज्ड ऑर्गेनेल को. ओके, एक just like how I'm wearing a ring, you can see a ring worn by me, right? How it is that entire circular ring. In that way, these Golgian vesicles जो है, छोटी छोटी पोटलियां जो है, they will come and they will surround the organelle which needs to be destroyed. Why? because they are damaging, they are dead, they are of no use because of that. Fine. So they will get associated with the cell membrane. They will get bound to the cell membrane of old cell organelle or organic molecule to be recycled. Every week, human liver cell recycles half of its macromolecules. Can you imagine? So every week नए सेल्स बनते जाते हैं और पुराने डेड सेल्स जो है ना वो निकाले जाते हैं by the autophagic lysosomes. Extracellular digestion is brought about by the release of lysosomal enzymes outside the cell. So ये जो था ना लीवर के सेल्स का डैमेज्ड सेल्स को निकालना और नए सेल्स बनाना, that was internal digestion. एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर डाइजेशन में कौन सा एग्जाम्पल दे रहे हैं देखो. सो एग्जाम्पल इज acrosome. A cap-like structure in human sperm is a modified lysosome which contains various enzymes like hyaluronidase. Hyaluronidase देखो बेटा, न्यूक्लियस न्यूक्लिक एसिड को ब्रेक करेगा, प्रोटीएज प्रोटीन को ब्रेक करता है, लाइपेज लिपिड को ब्रेक करता है. वैसे हायरलूनिडेज हायरलूनिक एसिड को ब्रेक करेगा. तो ये हायरलूनिक एसिड कहाँ है? सो दिस हायरलूनिक एसिड इज गोइंग टू बी फाउंड एज अ लेयर ऑन द ह्यूमन एग. The we females are going to develop the eggs, right? So on the egg ka surface there is going to be hyaluronic acid. तो इस हाइड्रोनिक एसिड को डिसॉल्व करके ये स्पर्म को एग के अंदर आने का है, राइट? सो ये हाइलुरोनिडेज एंजाइम है which will be present in the acrosome of the sperm, which will be responsible for dissolving the hyaluronic acid of the egg membrane so that the sperm can penetrate inside the cytoplasm. Is it fine? How it is going to do, I'll be teaching you all eventually on this coming Wednesday, that how these things are going to be progressing. Correct? So these enzymes bring about fertilization by dissolving the protective layers of the ovum. During metamorphosis, found in many organisms, lysosomal enzymes help in reusing the tissues or redundant organs. They also help in destruction of malignant cells, that is T lymphocytes. So जो second last point है ना, that is the point for where a tadpole getting converted into a frog. Okay, so you know that the tadpole is going to have a tail. Frog does not have a tail. So the detachment of the tail is by this autophagic lysosomes. External. It's going to cause external detachment. Okay. Malignant cells means cancer causing cells. So they help in destruction of the cancer causing cells. Example is T lymphocytes. Got this very clearly. So 4 types of lysosomes: primary, secondary, residual, autophagic. Only autophagic one का हम synonym बोल सकते हैं that it is suicidal bags. प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी, टर्शरी या रेजिडुअल वाले बिल्कुल भी सुसाइडल नहीं होते. ठीक है. Lysosomal enzymes do not digest their own membrane proteins. Three-dimensional shape of these proteins probably protects the membrane. So probably because of the three-dimensional structures, now the proteins remain stable. Okay. Accidental release of lysosomal enzymes in limited amount does not harm the cell because pH of the cytoplasm is neutral. So they are only going to be functional in acidic pH. तो अगर by mistake थोड़ा बहुत enzyme spill out हुआ, cytoplasm में mix हुआ, तो भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Because cytoplasm का pH is around 6.87, near neutral. So you know like there's no worry about it. Any insufficiency in secretion of lysosomal enzymes leads to certain disorders. For example, it's a genetic disorder called as Tay-Sachs. This is due to inefficiency of the production of the lipase enzyme. Lipase breaks down lipids, na? So some people will not be able to produce this lipase enzyme at all. In such case, there is going to be deposition of lipid in the brain. Okay. brain gets impaired due to accumulation of lipids or fats. Of course, these people die early. They won't survive a very long life. But Tay Sachs disease में क्या होता है बेटा? लाइसोसोम की एंजाइम्स बनाने वाला जो जीन है ना वो गायब हो जाता है. Okay? So that's all with your lysosome. Whatever I have explained just now, I'll just explain it diagrammatically, which will make the things very, very simple. Look at this diagram. This is our plasma membrane, right? This is the food particle. The food particle has undergone engulfment. That means phagocytosis हो गया यहाँ पर. Okay? Phagocytosis होने के बाद ये जो है ये क्या बन गई? Food vacuole बन गई. Okay? Suppose this is lipid. Suppose this is lipid vacuole. Okay? What does it require? It requires lipase. So देखो ये आपको दिखाई दे रहा है. This is the swollen end of the cisternae of the Golgi, which is going to pinch off a vesicle containing lipase. So this will be called as your lysosome now. Lysosome containing lipase. This is going to be your lysosome, primary lysosome, or the Golgi vesicle which has been pinched off. Right? Now these lysosome, primary lysosome, will fuse with the phagosome. That is the vesicle, the food vacuole, which is now going to be containing the lipid. And there will be digestion of the lipid. So lipid will be broken down into simpler substances. Okay, this is one function, as you can see. But just look over here. What is this? ये इसके अंदर जा रहा है, दिखा रहा है. What is this, beta? This is the vesicle of the endoplasmic reticulum. So you can see the endoplasmic reticulum is pinching off to give the raw material called as protein, right? The protein will then merge with the Golgi to form enzyme. The enzyme will be held inside the Golgi vesicle, also called as primary lysosome. The primary lysosome will fuse with the phagosome to form secondary lysosome. Secondary lysosome will undergo digestion. अगर कुछ सारा digest हो गया तो कोई problem ही नहीं. अगर थोड़ा कुछ बच गया, then we will call this as residual body. So जो भी कुछ बचा कुचा है, again it will be thrown into the cell cytoplasm. This is one way, right? Look at the other, my dear. Yeah. So here also, this is going to be the Golgi, which is going to be pinched off to form your primary lysosome. The primary lysosome will engulf the damaged organelle. So this damaged organelle is nothing but mitochondria. So this organelle will be combined with this primary lysosome to be now called as secondary lysosome. Even this will undergo digestion. If kuch bacha kucha hai, then it will be called as residual body, which will be thrown into the cytoplasm. Have you all understood the functioning of the lysosome very precisely? Very, very important, very important. Because lysosome इतना किसी को कोई पता ही नहीं है क्या है करके. Only suicidal bags पता है. And lastly, to complete the endomembrane system, the last part is vacuoles. So vacuoles are membrane-bound sacs prominently found in plant cells. In animal cells, whenever present, they are few in number and small in size. Generally, we don't have vacuoles. Generally, there are 2 or 3 permanent vacuoles seen in the plant cell. In some large plant cell, a single large vacuole occupies the central part of the cell. This large vacuole will be the central vacuole, also called as the sap vacuole. You might have heard about the plant cell having sap vacuole. In such cells, vacuoles can occupy as much as 90% of the total volume of the cell. So maximum portion will be occupied by the vacuole only. Just imagine, right? The vacuoles are bound by semi-permeable membrane called as tonoplast membrane. Never forget this. All vacuoles will be covered with a membrane called as tonoplast. Never forget this. This membrane helps in maintaining the composition of the vacuolar fluid, the cell sap, different from that of the cytosol. So the concentration gradient can be maintained inside the cell sap outside into the cytoplasm and the cytoplasm के बाहर वाला area, सब जगह पर एक gradient maintain होता जाएगा because of this. So vacuoles are equally important for every system, endomembrane system to work. Got this? So that's going to be your vacuoles, beta. Composition of the cell sap in different types of cells is going to be different. Cell sap of the central vacuole is the storehouse of various ions and thus is hypertonic to cytosol. Hypertonic means concentrated. What do you mean by the word hypertonic? Concentrated. बहुत ज़्यादा salts, बहुत ज़्यादा sugars उसके अंदर है as compared to cytoplasm. Small vacuoles in seeds of certain plants store organic materials like proteins. So many seeds are proteinaceous. Maize, भुट्टा भुट्टा खाते हो ना, corn, proteins. Okay. In vacuoles, along with the excretory products, other compounds are stored that are harmful or unpalatable to herbivores, thereby protecting the plant. So if they are going to have certain unpalatable means खा नहीं सकते, मुंह में नहीं ले सकते, इतना गंदा उसका टेस्ट है. It is also because of certain materials stored inside the vacuoles. Okay. Attractive colors of the petals are also due to the storage of such pigments in the vacuoles. So this pink color, red color, blue color, purple color, जो भी bright color के plants दिखाई देते हैं ना हमें, yellow color, it's because of these vacuoles only which are going to store the pigments. Okay. Intake of food or foreign particle by phagocytosis involves formation of food vacuole. So we have got vacuole for storage also and vacuole for storage of food also. Pigments भी store करता है और food भी store करता है. In fresh water, unicellular forms like paramecium, excretion and osmoregulation takes place by contractile vacuole. Right? So the vacuole which can contract, the one which can squeeze, is going to be your contractile vacuole seen in paramecium, which is helping in excretion and osmoregulation. Vacuoles can maintain turgidity of the cell. If the vacuole is turgid, if it is completely filled, even the plant cell is going to remain turgid and fresh. Okay, so that's about your different types of vacuoles. Beta vacuole सिर्फ एक नहीं होती है, अलग-अलग type के होते हैं. That's all for today. In the next class, I can go ahead with mitochondria, but today I've completed with cell membrane along with 4 organelles, that is endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, lysosome, and vacuole. So total 5 organelles done for today's lecture. Please go through this. Please try to understand. If you have got any difficulty, any doubts, you're free to ask me anytime. Is it fine? Chalo beta. So next Monday we'll continue with mitochondria. Of course, Wednesday we are going to go ahead with the human reproduction chapter. Okay? Yes. Bye beta. Bye. See you all. Have a nice day ahead.